Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com coming to you on Sunday, November 22nd. Today, I'm blessed to see 37 years of age, so I appreciate the well wishes inside the comment box. You know you guys are like fam to me. Crimson Tide rolled to 7-0 on the season, defeating Kentucky by 60 points. And we start off today with what we learned with DeVonta Smith. What he's been able to do throughout his tenure at Alabama, mind-blowing. The new SEC career leader for touchdown receptions. He has 32 overall, surpassing Amari Cooper, who played from 2012 to 2014 at Alabama, who previously held the record at 31. Think about how many touchdowns DeVonta Smith could catch for the remainder of the season. Alabama's played in 7 games. Alabama's certainly going to play in many more. Could he have 40 touchdown receptions? Maybe more? Think about that. It's mind-blowing. We all knew greatness was coming for DeVonta Smith when he caught the game winner in the Natty as a freshman. But to see what he's done over that course of time, phenomenal. Against Kentucky, 9 receptions, 144 yards with 2 touchdowns. He was targeted 11 times. He was also returning punts in the later part of the game. I know you guys want to talk about that, so sound off in the comment box about DeVonta Smith returning punts as well. All right, we continue what we learned following Alabama's 63-3 victory over Kentucky with highlighting Nigel Harris. Nigel Harris scored from 42 yards out for his second touchdown of the night. The 42-yard touchdown was the longest of his career. Nigel Harris rushed for 2 touchdowns, making that the 5th time this season he has scored 2 or more rushing touchdowns this season. Pretty incredible the season that Nigel Harris has had. He's almost at 20 touchdowns overall, leads the SEC. Fantastic performance overall. It's like almost the offense is so good that sometimes he gets overshadowed. But, I mean, the power and his running ability, I mean, screams a guy that you want on your team for Sundays. I mean, this guy is built for the NFL. He's built by Bama. He's everything you want in an NFL-type back. And to see what he's been doing at Alabama, it's pretty incredible. So check this out. Nigel Harris finished the game with 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. Career-wise, 3,100 yards with 36 touchdowns in his career. His effort moved him into 7th in program history for career rushing yards while moving him to 5th in career scores. Phenomenal season for Nigel Harris and DeVonta Smith. We also highlight a new name to the offense, and this is the player I've been talking about for a long time if you followed our channel, Jalil Billingsley at the tight end position. Now, Miller Forrestall was out with a shoulder injury, according to Nick Saban. Billingsley comes in, completely balls out, 3 receptions, 78 yards. He's a sophomore, and you saw it. It was, I believe it might have even been the first play of the game for Alabama where he catches the football, hurdles a defender, and just he had another play where he kind of demonstrated his athleticism. And I think that's what you're going to get from a guy like Billingsley, a guy who can stretch the field, a guy that can be a hybrid type. Now, with Jalen Waddle out, you're going to need other guys on the offense to step up, and I think Billingsley is going to be able to do that for Alabama. Now, look, he's not a slot receiver, but I'm talking about other guys that can create value for the offense, and Billingsley showed that he can do that last night. Absolutely. I knew he'd be able to do it. We've been talking about him for a long time, but to see him really have his breakout game, I think was fantastic for him, and I can't wait to see what he can do going down the road. Talking about the play of Mac Jones for Alabama at the quarterback position. Now, look, he didn't play his best game. We know that. He was 16-24, 1 interception. And in my opinion, he could have really thrown 3 interceptions in this game. There was a couple times I thought he forced the football, kind of threw that interception up to DeVonta Smith where defender made a great play on the ball. Overall, 230 yards with 2 touchdowns. That was, I felt at times, an uncharacteristic performance by Mac Jones. But at the same time, there were some passes that he threw in that game that were lasers. So let me know what you think about the play of Mac Jones inside the comment box. Bryce Young, freshman, quarterback at Alabama. We've continued to see more and more sample sizes of him. Last night, I knew that he would come in. And on Friday night, if you listen to our show, our tailgate show, I felt that he was going to get his opportunity to throw his first touchdown. And look what happened. All right, he was 2 for 2 in the game, 53 yards. He threw a great ball to Smitty. Just came out, first down, goes downfield to Smitty, 35 yards for a big-time first down. It was actually the longest throw in the game. And then he continues to move the offense downfield. He evades the defender. He has that quick twitch, steps up, throws a rocket to DeVonta Smith for a touchdown, his first career touchdown. And that's what you're going to get with Bryce Young. You're going to get a guy that has that magician-type feel, right? You look at the quarterbacks of the NFL today, guys that can make plays, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, guys that can extend plays, Patrick Mahomes. And Bryce Young has that ability to continue to extend plays, to look downfield, to make defenders miss and keep his eyes downfield and connect with wide receivers. So you're going to see more of that moving forward. So I thought, in terms of momentum for Bryce Young, how big was that last night? Just coming into a game with the first team offense and throwing your first career touchdown. I think that just screams more momentum for him going forward. Let's talk about some more freshmen that shined last night. I thought during that second half of the game, while Alabama was up, it's always interesting to watch that later part of the game. And if you're out there and Alabama starts rolling on somebody, pay attention. Don't get disengaged from the game, because you're going to start to see a lot of the younger guys really start to step up. And we had heard that Jase McClellan, Roydell Williams, that those guys are going to get opportunities. And my goodness, did they make those opportunities count. Jase McClellan ran for 99 yards in the game with a touchdown. You started to see these younger running backs and what they can do when they do get opportunities. Roydell Williams, he had 33 yards in 10 carries. So you look at the combination of those guys, almost 140 yards of rushing between those two freshman running backs. Yes, I get it's against Kentucky, but the overall kind of feel that both of these running backs provide when they get in, especially Jase McClellan. He's a very powerful and fast running back, almost an all-purpose type guy. And Roydell Williams, I was impressed with him as well. He had a touchdown in the game. Overall, Alabama ran for 240 yards on the night, proving that that offensive line continues to be monster in the trenches. I mean, everybody's a big fan of Landon Dickerson, but it goes across the board. I mean, Deontay Brown, Alex Leatherwood, Evan Neal, Emil Ekiyor, all those guys contribute to the success of this running game. But overall, it was great to see these freshmen, Jase McClellan and Roydell Williams, really step up and get their first opportunities really running the football. They've played a couple times throughout the season, but last night was the first time that they actually got playing time. I mean, the combined running backs total carries was 20, and Jase McClellan with 99 yards actually led the team in rushing, which is pretty incredible, off just 10 carries. So the future is bright at running back U for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Check out this stat. This is mind-blowing, okay? 35 or more points in 20 straight games. The Crimson Tide scored 63 points in the matchup against Kentucky, as you know. The total marked the 20th straight time that Alabama's offense has scored over 35 points or more, which is the longest streak in major college football history. Oregon scored at least 35 points in 15 consecutive games from November 5th, 2011 to November 17th, 2012. Alabama's last game not posting 35 points or more came in the Tide's 44-16 loss to Clemson in the College Football National Championship game on January 7th, 2019. Those stats provided by the University of Alabama. That is mind-blowing. Seriously. I mean, what Alabama's been able to do offensively over the last couple seasons is, something that we haven't seen before. And a lot of that is credit to the continuity of the offensive philosophy. Yes, there's been Brian Dable, there's been Mike Locksley, and now Steve Sarkisian, who has taken the offense to new heights. And when you have that type of continuity in the way that Steve Sarkisian has been able to work with these quarterbacks, work with the offense, and really have a balanced approach, you see that Alabama offense almost being unstoppable, right? 35 consecutive points in 20 straight games, really, really an incredible stat. All right, let's move to the defensive side of the ball. The defense was led by Christian Harris, inside linebacker, 11 tackles and 1 sack. Alabama overall had 6 quarterback pressures and 2 sacks, 1 by Christian Harris, 1 by Chris Allen. Now, everybody's going to be asking about Dylan Moses. He wasn't in the stat box in both of the stats that we feed. So Alabama sends out the official stats after the game. Dylan Moses isn't in any stat categories. I don't know if it was an error. Obviously, we all saw him play, but it's pretty, those stats, those guys don't miss. There's not many times that the stat group makes errors, and to not see him in the stat box when you're the inside linebacker is perplexing. So I'll continue to follow up with that. And, if you watch the game, what were your thoughts on Dylan Moses? Right. So let's follow up on that after we've done maybe a little bit more research from this game, because I really want to see. I know that first drive down the field, he looked like he was going to make a tackle, but kind of went after the player's helmet. And then I kind of, didn't really see too much more of Dylan Moses. So it's really perplexing to not see him in the stat box is what I'm trying to get at. This is incredible. For all the people that do not like the defense, all right, just hold on, because it was 63-3. And the game before that, it was 41-0. So in the last 14 quarters for the Alabama's defense has come into its own over those last 14 quarters. 3.5 games. Since halftime of the 41-24 victory over number 3 Georgia, or at least they were number 3 back then, on October 17th, Alabama has only allowed 20 points, 0 against Georgia, 17 against Tennessee, 0 against Mississippi State, 3 against Kentucky, or 5.7 points per game since that time period. The Crimson Tide has allowed an average of just 59.6 yards per quarter, 834 yards in 14 quarters. Those are amazing numbers by the defense. In that same time frame, just 238.3 yards per game. So, I mean, what the defense has done in the last 14 quarters, I talked about this week. Look, I know the defense is under a microscope, and anytime there's a missed tackle, whatever, people are quick to just point the finger at Pete Golding, right? They want him fired. But, I mean, look, I get it. It's Mississippi State, it's Kentucky, but it's still SEC teams. Before that, it was Tennessee. Before that, it was Georgia. So something happened during that halftime against Georgia, because the way that Alabama's defense has played throughout those last 3.5 games has been fantastic. Now, they're going to get another opportunity to prove just how good the defense is against Auburn. You know, Gus Malzahn is an evil genius when it comes to offense. But where Alabama is right now, trending upward on the defensive side of the football, okay? Very important to see what they've done in the last 3.5 games. Turnovers. Alabama's defense forced 1 turnover against Kentucky. The number included an interception, which was returned 45 yards by Jordan Battle on a house call. With that turnover, the Crimson Tide has forced at least 1 turnover in 73 of the last 79 contests dating back to the start of 2015. During that current run, Alabama has forced 132 turnovers, 87 interceptions, 45 fumbles, and returned 29 of those miscues for touchdowns. The defense is so opportunistic, right? Always creating turnovers. And to be honest, Jordan Battle could have had 2 house calls, right? He missed on another one that I felt he could have taken to the house. He played fantastic. 45 yards. There's nothing better than seeing a pick 6, right? All right. We continue talking about Alabama's 63-3 victory over Kentucky, and I got a couple more to go. Will Reichard has continued his dynamic play at special teams. Alabama's place kicker, Will Reichard, is currently perfect on all kicking attempts during the 2020 season. The sophomore is 54 of 54 overall, including 8 of 8 on field goals, to go with 46 PATs in as many attempts. Reichard has also contributed on kickoffs, totaling nearly 2,000 yards on 34 boots for a 56.1 yards per kick average with 7 touchbacks. Will Reichard balling out. The kid is, one of the best kickers that Alabama's had since I've been here, right? And it's like every time he lines up, you feel confident. And Alabama fans haven't felt confident in such a long time when there is a kicker. So Will Reichard has been fantastic ease of relief for the special teams game. A couple of miscellaneous thoughts before I head out. Number one, what did you guys think of DeVonta Smith returning punts with Alabama up 35-3? That's when he started returning the punts, and he continued throughout the course of the game. Do you like it? Do you feel it's big risk for little reward? I want to get your take on that. Also, did you know that Alabama, they say Alabama freshmen don't play, right? Well, just check this out. 23 freshmen have played this season for Alabama, and we continue to see more of those guys create opportunities. Yes, Alabama has rolled mostly with the first team, and I get it. It's all an SEC schedule, but 23 freshmen have seen playing time this year. Pretty incredible numbers. And then lastly, I want you to give me your early thoughts on Alabama and Auburn. Everybody remembers how the game went down last year in Auburn with Gus Malzahn defeating the Alabama Crimson Tide. What do you think about this matchup? How do you feel that those two teams match up schematically wise? Do you feel that Alabama's defense will be able to shut down Auburn's offense? So I want to get your take. And it's another redemption game for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And you know who probably wants this game more than anybody is Mac Jones, because that was the game where he came in, and I think a lot of people lost confidence in him during that portion of the later part of the season. They're like, this guy isn't going to be able to get it done. He had the 2 interceptions, right? And everybody was so fixated on that. So I think if there's anybody who wants that game, it's certainly Mac Jones. And what he's done over the course of this season has been incredible. He still remains a favorite in the Heisman Trophy race. I know, like we said, he didn't have his best game, but he's still super efficient, and he's still the man at the quarterback position for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Hey, thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate the super chats. Thank you for supporting our channel right here on BamaInsider.com. I hope you have a blessed day with your family. I hope you have a strong week. I hope you have a great holiday season with your friends and your loved ones. Again, please hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com.